So Israel again sins in the eyes of the Lord, and he delivers them into the hands of the Philistines for 40 years. And in Judges chapter 13, we read about how God has another plan to rescue and save Israel. We meet a man named Manoah and his wife, and we learned that his wife is unable to have children, and so she can't have babies. And then all of a sudden an angel of the Lord appears to her and tells her that she is going to give birth to a son, and that this son is going to begin to deliver Israel from the Philistines. It's a pretty wild story. And so this son that she is supposed to have is supposed to be raised under a Nazirite vow. He's supposed to be a Nazirite his entire life. And the Nazirite vow is basically a way to dedicate yourself to the Lord, to separate yourself out, to be set apart for God's purposes, okay? And as a Nazirite, you are not allowed to drink any wine, eat anything off the grapevine. You're not allowed to cut your hair, and you're not allowed to come into contact with any dead bodies. So that's the rules that this boy was to grow up with and to live with his entire life. And so Manoah wasn't there when this angel showed up and explained this to his wife. And so Manoah prays to God and asks God to send the angel back. And then the angel comes back and explains it all to him as well. Now, obviously, this is a pretty awesome experience. And in verse 24, it says that she gave birth to a son just as the angel had promised. And it says that the Spirit of the Lord began to stir in this boy, right? And I love how God always has a plan to rescue his people. And I love that Manoah and his wife both believed in God and then also obeyed God, even though it seemed impossible because she wasn't able to have children up until that point. But what has always captured my attention is how Samson was set apart by God for God's purpose. Now, we don't take a Nazirite vow in today's day and age necessarily, but in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9, it says about believers, it says, "You are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness and into his marvelous light." So as a disciple of Jesus, you are chosen, you are set apart for a special purpose. And that purpose is to declare the excellencies of God, to declare the goodness of God. Samson was set apart to be a judge, to be a deliverer for God's people from the Philistines. Israel was chosen as God's people. They were set apart as God's people. How about you? Are you set apart? Is the Spirit of God stirring in you? Are you declaring the excellencies of God? Are you living as someone who is set apart?